Hello, Saints. I don't know where this video is going to lead or how I was even going to start it, but I've already told you all that I've had a lot of stuff going in my life, a lot of trials going on, and I try the best that I can to stay strong when I'm doing videos for you guys. Sometimes it gets hard, and it just gets, it weighs on my heart a lot, you know, it weighs on my heart a lot. I struggle with sin like you guys, and I told you one of my biggest struggles is profanity, and I told you guys, as a reminder, the main words, or the words that I do struggle with, which is B-I-T-C-H, S-H-I-T, and sometimes F-A-G-G-O-T. I'm spelling it out to you. And these are words that usually come out when I'm righteously filled angry. Other than that, I'm good. The reason why I'm just, I guess, telling you what's on my chest is because I have some believers that are emailing me. They're asking questions like, how do you stay strong in the Lord? Or how do you keep your composure? Or, you know, how do you hear the Lord's voice? Look, everything that is done is not by my hand. It is not easy being on this walk with Christ, but I can tell you that it's worth it. I have to check my walk with Jesus Christ on a daily basis. I have to check and see if I'm living for the Lord, if what I'm doing is right, if I'm living in a way that is pleasing to Jesus Christ. Because let me tell you something, when I get out in the world, some people can test you and they can make you walk in the flesh. And the Lord does say that Ephesians, I think chapter 6, I'm not saying this fact, it's typical Ephesians, that we as Christians will battle with principalities. I'm paraphrasing. Principalities, wicked spirits in high and low places, powers, rulers of the darkness. Okay, and this is spiritual warfare, and it's a war that is not seen. Okay, and we're going to battle that. Not us. The Lord's going to battle for us, because it is the Lord that fights our battles. Greater is He that is in us than we that are in the world. Amen. The Lord's going to fight our battles for us. I'm just here to tell you that I feel your pain. I understand what you're going through. We are all sinners. If we say we're not a sinner, God calls us a liar. And the Father, and the truth of the Father is not in us. For we all fall short of the glory of God. The only one that has never sinned was Jesus Christ alone. But I understand the pain that you're going through. Okay? I get tired of being in this world too. I see a lot of things that are happening, how disturbing they are. Do you know that there was this article that I was reading, and they were talking about reading material that is explicit and that is not appropriate and that is actually offensive. They mentioned 50 Shades of Grey, okay? I get it. 50 Shades of Grey is basically pornographic. You know what they did? They also mentioned the Bible and compared the Bible to 50 Shades of Grey. That's the kind of times we're living in, where they call evil good and good evil. So I get tired of this world all the time. I'm sick of it. I get tired. Like, I get tired. Sometimes I get so tired that I go in my prayer closet and I do cry to Jesus Christ, because it's hard. It's hard. It's hard living in a world and nobody cares about anyone. I'm not saying everyone is like that. You got pass somebody in the supermarket, you say hi, how are you, good morning, you know, I hope you have a great day. They look at you like if you're some kind of a foreigner, or you said something offensive to them, they look at you. If you're wearing, or I'm sorry, if you're carrying a Bible, they look at you like if you're some type of foreigner. I was in the mall with my family just last week, and we had a Bible with us, and people looked at us like if we were friends. And now, I don't care what people think. I really can care less what they think, because I'm here to please Jesus Christ and not man. But it's just ironic that they are offended by the Holy Scriptures. I was reading another article about how, I think it was in Texas or California, this teacher that's a Muslim, she teaches an 8th grade class. So she tried to indoctrinate the students into Islam. So she tells the kids, write an assignment telling your parents that you converted to Islam, and will they accept you for who you are despite the fact that you're a Muslim, and will they accept you for who you are regardless of what you decided to be, regardless of your choices. So the parents got upset, rightfully so, because these kids are a bunch of 13, 14-year-old kids. You know, they're still kids. They don't know any better. You know what I mean? They're just kids. They can make a choice on what they want to do, but a lot of these kids at that age, all they care about is just going to the mall, worldly stuff, which is unfortunate, or they care about video games, or they care about just being a kid. And I'm not saying video games is being a kid, but a lot of those kids care about that, or they care about just hanging out with friends. Some of them are Christians, but I could tell you that a lot of the kids went home to their parents and showed them the assignment because they felt uncomfortable. Even kids that weren't Christians, they went to their parents. The parents got upset and confronted the teacher. Rightfully so. You just don't force a cult on kids without consulting the parents first. Parents have a right to know. They have a right to decide. So this moron makes a comment to somebody else, because somebody else basically told you what I said, that it's outrageous that they're going to try to push this cult on young kids that are pretty much still impressionable without going to their parents first, because these are still minor kids. Okay, kids, once they know the difference between right and wrong according to the Bible, they're held accountable. But these kids are just that. They're kids. Okay, they know between right and wrong, but they have a right to make a choice. Well, these kids felt like this woman was pushing their cult on them, so they went straight to their parents. So the parents have a right to know this. Technically, the parents are still responsible for those kids, so the parents should be able to decide if they want their kids to know about Islam or not. But this person's like responding to this woman. It was an article on Facebook that was linked to Facebook. So this man commented on the woman that made the comment that I just told you about how it's not right that they did that. This teacher did that without letting the parents know first. Then he said something about freedom of speech, and that person, the woman, the teacher, was exercising her freedom of speech right, her freedom of expression, her freedom of religion. Okay, I get it. But there's a borderline. If you want to be a Muslim and worship a stone and Satan, and if you want to be a Muslim and run around the Kaaba stone naked, mutilating your genitals, drinking camel urine, having intercourse with animals, pretty much sodomizing animals or each other, or anything with a hoe, that is your business. But you, as the parent, the teacher has no right to push her cult on a kid. The teacher is the adult in the situation. She knew what she was doing. How is that freedom of expression or freedom of speech? when you try and manipulate someone into changing into a cult. That's not right. Okay, the teacher exercised her freedom of speech and expression, but she also had a hidden agenda. She tried to manipulate these kids into converting. You just don't do that. So in this particular case, freedom of speech and expression does not apply, because she's forcing kids to convert without giving them a chance to make a choice for themselves, or without giving a chance to the parents to decide if that's what they want for their kids. That's the typical role of Islam, is to force the cult on you. Islam means submission. So basically, this person thought that that lady was expressing her freedom of speech and that that's what they teach in school, but he did not once address the fact that this was so wrong on so many levels, that it was wrong for that teacher to try to manipulate a bunch of kids into converting, and the way that she did it was so low. She made the kids do an assignment to tell their parents that they became Muslims. Basically what she did. So the parents got upset. So this is the times that we're living in, where people would say, oh, well, that's freedom of speech. That's what they say. Or that's freedom of expression. And never mind the kids. Don't consider the kids should have, the kids have a right to decide what faith they want to go with. And most importantly, since they're minors, the parents have a right to decide for their kids. Never mind that. Forget the parents. Let's just force this cult on them. These are the times that we're living in, and it's just getting more rough. Speaking of, I had a dream last night that I was showing an aerial view of the planet Earth. A lot of the large bodies of water, and I mean the large bodies of water, was drying up badly. It was very drastic. Meaning that this planet, yes, there's a big bad drought in California, and it's way worse than what the media tells you. That drought's going to spread, and it's going to get way worse than what it is now. Jesus says in the Bible that he will let his people know, or I'm sorry, he will prepare you for any catastrophe like he did Noah. But you have to put forth the effort to make the preparations, and then God will provide the rest. God will do the rest of the legwork. You can't expect God to do everything, and then you don't lift a finger. I mean, for crying out loud, Noah was told by God, build an ark, because I'm going to destroy earth with a flood. I'm going to wipe out all of creation with a flood because of what happened, the wickedness. And God told Noah to get a pair of, female and male of each animal species, even the creepy crawlies, the insects, and load them into the ark. You know what? Noah had to build the ark. Noah had to get the animals ready. Noah had to get foods and supplies so he could sustain himself and the animals. The Lord, so that the Lord can sustain them. Noah had to do the legwork. God provided everything, but Noah had to put forth the effort. So, I guess what I'm telling you in this video is, being on this walk with Christ is not an easy thing. I know that the times are crazy, and like I said, I did have that dream about the drought. You're going to see stuff like that, and pestilence, and diseases, and war is going to just escalate. Like I told you, this is World War III. You're going to see a lot of discouraging things. It's easy, it'll sometimes make it hard for you to stay on the path, but it doesn't have to be if you give all of your burdens to Christ. It can be easy, but you have to give it to Christ. You have to put forth the effort on this walk. You can't expect God to do everything for you. Jesus Christ came to serve mankind one time, but this time he's coming with a sword in his mouth to judge the nations. So I get where you guys are coming from. It can be hard, but you have to just keep pressing on. God says in the Word, those that endure and persevere to the end shall be saved. Call upon the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, and you endure all these trials, you will be saved. Stay strong, you guys. Stay strong, because from what I understand, it's going to get a lot worse.